What's up, y'all? Jason here representing Raptor Reptiles, and today I'm bringing you the much anticipated supplement video. I've been meaning to get to it, but we had a lot going on with obviously Mello here, the star, with her first clutch that hatched. We got another clutch in the incubator, and as you can see, she's actually looks like she's getting ready to lay a third clutch come here in the next following week. But had some time today, so I'm going to bring you that video as promised. This video here is going to be the only supplements that I use and stuff that I buy for bearded dragons. Anything else that people are doing and buying, medicine and all that online, I don't really mess with any of that. I actually have a vet here that I take my dragons to if it needs to get to that level. I'm by no means a veterinarian, herpetologist, whatever, trained professional, nothing. I'm a caretaker of the dragons, so I've spoken with my vet. He's gone through all my stuff, told me stuff that I should throw out, stuff that's not trustworthy, and just the basics that you really need. If you need anything other than this, or people are telling you to buy stuff, then it's probably a good idea to take your dragon to the vet so that they can actually get checked out by a professional, and then you can make a decision with your vet, go from there. So always better to be safe than sorry, because these dragons here, they're reptiles. They're not like humans at all. Like, their whole body makeup and buildup is completely different. Their whole makeup and genetics, like what would be good for a human may be detrimental to a reptile or bearded dragon. I mean, they're cold-blooded. Their needs for living are quite different. So just always keep that in mind. Unless you are a vet, you don't have the schooling. But here's Mello right here. You can see she's got that big, tough belly right here. So she got that little teardrop shape. So it's actually, she's due for her supplements today, and I'll show you what I give, a gravid female once a week, just kind of as a boost. But if you're giving them a well-balanced diet of insects and vegetables, then you really shouldn't need many supplements. If their lighting's correct, you're keeping them well hydrated, they're really low maintenance and very hardy animals. But I notice when a dragon is showing signs like that they're sick, it's almost not, I'm not gonna say always too late, but it's it's detrimental, and you have to get them to the vet fast so you can start working on a game plan to get them back. But I've been lucky this past year. With my experience, all my dragons are really healthy and stuff. So yeah, without further ado, we'll go through all just the basic stuff that I would recommend having on hand, and stuff that you can safely give your dragon with really no professional training or anything. So I'm gonna put her back, and then we'll get to the video. Alright, so now we'll just get into the supplements and stuff that I use either for the bearded dragon, for feeders, or for cleaning. So go from right to left. So alright, so here are two disinfectants that I use on a daily basis. The pink one right here is kind of just for everyday cleaning, and then the blue I use for once a week when I really go through their cage really good and clean it top to bottom, disinfect everything. So these two are from beardeddragon.co, and they work real well here. They only will sell like a certain amount of this stuff because I believe it's like a hospital grade where it kills, like, it even says like microbial, fungicidal, virucidal, and pseudomynacidal bacteria. So bearded dragons, their feces, they can have bacteria and stuff in it. So it's important always, even if you do a big cleaning once a week, don't leave any standing feces in there. When you see it, clean it up right away, spray it down with this. This way they're not running around in it, getting it on them, and then that'll end up getting them sick. And then we'll get into later on down the line here what will happen. This is another good one right here, calcium gluconate. It's kind of a substitute for this calcium right here. This is if you want to give it to them orally, and you really need to follow the instructions on here. So you always want to shake it before you use it, and it says 0.1 cc per 100 grams of body weight. So if you don't have a scale for your dragon, I don't recommend using this at all. If you give anybody too much of anything, it's going to do more harm than good. So this is, I only use this on dragons that are not eating every single day, or I feel like they're not getting enough calcium, I kind of use this as like a little booster. I'll give it once a week, like the recommended dose, and it seems to be working great. Or on my gravid females, I give it to them once a week anyway, because those eggs are pulling a lot of calcium out of their body, so it just helps, you know, it'll help make the eggs a little bit stronger, give them the calcium that they need to function. So that's really the only time I use this, and I've had this for such a long time. And you can see, I mean, actually not that long, maybe like 6 months, but eventually you want to dispose of it and get new one because the stuff can go bad. This is the calcium powder, also from beardeddragon.co. It works well. Now people ask, like, should you use the one with D3, without D3? I mean, you can do either one. I use the one with D3 in it just because my vet recommended it. He said if you want to give them a little boost of D3, which will help them absorb the calcium, a good way to give it is in the calcium complex powder. So I do use the one with D3, and so that's pretty much as far as the calcium goes. As you can see in my feeder videos, you know, I'll rant and rave that the alfalfa powder is really good to put in a bag, and you can put in all the vegetables that you feed your feeders. It's just going to make them more nutritious. And it'll boost like their immune system. So anything you put in your feeders, your dragons will then in turn eat. So this stuff is like really good. And I also got from beardeddragon.co, but I did find on Amazon it was a lot cheaper to buy more. So this is the last one I have, so when I'm done with this, I'll be doing that. Now this stuff right here is silver solution. It's a first aid antimicrobial gel. So this is good if your dragon has a cut or something, if they end up getting hurt or something happens. Before you can get them to a vet, you definitely would want to clean the area, put this stuff on, and it's not going to do any harm to them. This is actually what my vet recommended to me when one of my dragons ended up getting injured. So I still keep it on hand, but you still should take them to a professional just to get evaluated. But this is good in the meantime until you book the appointment and can bring them in. This multivitamin liquid concentrate, also from beardeddragon.co, really good. This one I buy without the D3, and this stuff here, it'll come in this bottle, and what I do is I don't use it full strength. I dilute it 1 to 5, and then same thing, 0.1 cc per 100 grams of body weight, and I give this to all my dragons once a week just as a booster. They do have a good diet, but this way, you know, they're still getting a little bit more hydrated and maybe some extra vitamins if they didn't eat good one week, and I feel like it's not doing them any harm, and I've only noticed good from it. I've been using it for over a year. It seems to work. So it comes with this little mixer bottle. Just make sure you label it correctly, and you always want to shake it up before you use it because it will settle at the bottom. So you just always want to give it a nice shake. And then when administering that, or the calcium, if you decide to do that, I think you can also buy this in a powder, but I use these syringes here, and there's no needle syringes, and I also bought those from beardeddragon.co. I bought like a big box of them. It's like $20 something, which wasn't really bad. But this way you can just extract it out, and then you can see it's numbered here. So you always want to make sure you do the right dose. So it's important. Once a week I always weigh my dragons, because that's a good, you know, sign to know if they're doing healthy, if they're gaining weight, losing weight, and exactly how much of this stuff you want to give it so that it's safe. And then for bigger bearded dragons, I bought these little nipples here because their jaws are pretty strong, and on this little syringe, Big Bubs before has bitten this off, and I've had to like really grab it. I don't want him to swallow it. So for him or a bigger dragon, you can put this nipple on, so they can bite this all day. They may end up tearing it up. It may only last a couple times, but then you're not worried about them swallowing anything that can actually do harm to them. So those are nice to have on hand. Not a requirement, but definitely a good thing to have. You always want to keep everything sterile when you use it. Either throw it out or clean it really good. So I keep them in this bag. Now, I see a lot of people selling the probiotic powders and stuff. According to my vet, like, that stuff goes bad after a while. This beanie back right here is really good if you want to give them like a boost of probiotics, which will like boost their good bacteria. The only time I ever use this was I take them to the vet once a year, I'll give them like a stool sample. If he wants to deworm my dragons after I'm done giving them dewormer, this is very good to give to them after, because it'll boost, you know, the good bacteria in their stomach, because that dewormer stuff is powerful. It'll kill, you know, the bad bacteria, and it also is going to kill the good. So this is good just to put some extra probiotics back, and this is for bird and reptile. So make sure you buy the one that is for birds and reptiles. So I haven't even used this one yet. I just keep it on hand just in case. And then if your dragons are rolling around in poo and stuff, you don't want that stuff on them, and you don't really necessarily want to put like antibacterial soap on them. So this stuff is also from beardeddragon.co, and I seem to really like it. It seems to work well. It's like a dragon wash. It's like tea tree, this one, and it's just natural for them. But the important thing about this is you don't soak them in it. When you give them a bath, don't put this in the bath to soak them with, because it can be harmful if they drink it. It's for external use only, and you're not supposed to put it on their head. You don't want it to get in their eyes. I only put it on their body or on their belly if I see like they've run around and poo to get it off. So you can put this on, and then they sell like these very soft bristle brush right here, and you can kind of just rub them and help get it off. But eventually when they shed any excess stuff, it'll come off and they'll get a new, you know, set of skin. So just never want to go too rough or anything. You don't want to force any sheds off, but this can help get some stuff out. So this stuff, highly recommend it. And that's pretty much it for the supplements. I know a lot of people get real in depth. They have a lot of stuff on hand, like they have dewormer, they have antibiotics and all that stuff. But in all reality, if you're not a vet or, you know, a trained person in reptiles, you can do so much harm to them and not even know it. So sometimes you think you're doing good for them, you may not be. So this is the straight basic, and this is all I actually have. Anything else that I did have in the past, I threw out. So this will get you through a whole, you know, pretty much a whole year with your dragons. And that shouldn't be, for all this shouldn't be too much money. Maybe like $30–40 max, if that. And it should last you a year, if you maybe even more than a year if you have one dragon. If you have more like me, you may have to buy it a little bit more. So just the important things are, you never want to keep any, you know, vitamins or calcium glubinate too long. I'm probably going to get ready to throw this one out and buy a new one. Like they said, this says best if used within 12 months, store in a cool dark place. So I've been doing that, but 6 months is good. It's not expensive, and you can buy this pretty much anywhere. You don't have to buy it through them. I think you can buy it at the supermarket too. So those are pretty much my supplements. Hope you all enjoyed the video. I know it wasn't, you know, it's not like that in depth, but this is all I feel comfortable, you know, sharing with you guys, and I would only share you stuff from my own experience that's good. So enjoy. Alright, so now I'm going to show you guys, just pretty much to help you out, how to administer the liquid vitamins and calcium. If you have to do it, like some tips and tricks that I use that I found work really well, make it easy. So the first thing you do is you'll take your dragon, look at that belly, take your dragon, kind of just relax them, put them on your leg. I'm a righty, so I put her on my left leg here. Then I'll take the supplements, shake it up real good, and then I already weighed her right now because she's gravid. She's 470 grams. So I'll go on the syringe here. So it should be 0.47. So you can kind of just estimate. That looks about right to me. A little extra is not going to hurt, but as long as you see, there's going to be a little bit of air in it, so you just have to kind of use your best judgment. So wipe it off, then, oh, it's okay, baby. Kind of let them relax. They're not going to like it, so I don't think that they don't like the way that it tastes. I think that they just don't like you putting them. So you'll see she's a little wild right now because she's looking to dig and whatever. So once she's chill like this, what I found is I take my left thumb here, put it here, put it on the tip of their nose. Come here, baby. Hold on. I push down, and then you just kind of work with them. You don't want to jam their head too much against their will, or you don't want to push too hard. on their jaw here. You don't want to do any damage. Now, you'll know your dragon has good calcium and good bone structure and that they're strong if it is going to be a little bit difficult to open up an adult's mouth here. So you kind of just have them work with you. So she did good, so I'll kind of praise her a little bit. Let her chill while I get the calcium ready. Then I get the calcium, same thing, shake it up. Use a different syringe too. You don't want to be mixing the vitamins with the calcium. And if you have more than one dragon, never share the same syringe with multiple dragons, just in case your dragon's sick or anything. You don't want to spread any bacteria or parasites to another one. So same thing, I got this one ready here. So you can preload it too, but just for the video sake here, you see there's a little air bubble here, so you have to just use your best judgment. That's not liquid, so I think I'm pretty much on point here. Same thing, so you kind of will know it's coming again. So usually I only give one. I'm only giving calcium to her because she's gravid. I feel like she needs it. So here's another trick too. You could put the side of their lip down here and then just run this forward. Okay, so you don't want to force it too much, so I'll let her, you know, relax here. It's okay, baby, almost done. Just a little bit more. So boom, done. So you kind of got to be a little quick. It'll take some experience and practice. If you don't get it right, don't get discouraged. Work with them, you know, they're animals. It's just like any medicine that you would give to a child. They're not going to want it, but it's going to do them some good here. So that calcium just going to help her out, give her a little bit more calcium, give the eggs a little bit more, and the vitamins too. Just a nice little supplement for her, but see, she's fine. No damage done. These syringes are soft plastic. There's no sharp parts, but you don't want to, they have little teeth. You don't want to push it in too hard. Once their mouth is open, you want to put it in a little bit right before their eyes here, and then just push it down in, and they'll collect it in their beard here. So, and then also, if you give your dragon a bath and you see them drinking a lot of water, don't do this, because then it'll cause them to spit up any hydration. So I try and give vitamins on days that I don't give them baths. So I found that's happened to me before, but that's fine, baby. So that's a little, you know, tip right there that I use, and I feel like it works well. You can do that. You saw I did it by myself, but get a nice little close-up of this beauty. She's just amazing. I'm just so happy with the eggs that turned out. She's just such a great dragon. Real fertile, healthy, even on her third clutch. So she's going to be retired for about a year after this. So if you're interested in getting a dragon from her that's going to look like her, big bubs, act quickly, because she's going to be retired a year. You got to give her a nice little break. She deserves it. So she'll be living on Easy Street here. I feel like she's been through enough. So just keep an eye out. I'll be posting some more informative videos coming up, some more of the babies and their development. And like I said, give the video a like, share it, comment, let me know if you guys want any other videos or anything, and I'll do those. So I try and do, if someone requests a video, I try to get to it as soon as I can. So I know this one was asked a while ago, but it's here, so enjoy. Alright, so the baby rack is now complete, and these guys are going to be really big dragons. Just proving out on my